Hi, it's Brooke from jammarybrooke.com. We are certainly experiencing some very, very difficult times. I think that being in lockdown for a lot of people has been extremely stressful, and unfortunately, I just heard where someone who was an executive in a fairly high position in his company didn't handle the lockdown very well and committed suicide. Now, when we are faced with extraordinary circumstances where we have no control about what is happening in our outside world, where other people are actually making decisions that profoundly impact on us, ourselves, we need to find those resources within ourselves. And this is why I actually created the FriendB program, because I myself needed that support that I couldn't get from the outside world when my marriage ended. And so I'm urging everybody to check in with your neighbours, to check in, with your friends and your family, because I myself have been, something like 10 weeks in lockdown, and I have no family in Australia, and the neighbours around here don't really resonate with me, so I didn't really have anyone checking in on me. And so I had to have those resources within myself, and I'm very fortunate that I do, but a lot of people don't. They just have always believed that they were their job, their position, and when we rely on being our position, our career, we're a wife, a mother, a husband, whatever it is, we lose the sense of self. And so the journey that we all need to be looking at is, who am I? Who am I without my story? Who am I without my position? Who am I without my title? Who am I when everything is stripped away from me and I'm in isolation by myself with no other company, no human contact? That is when you begin to find who you truly are. And for a lot of people who have not understood the journey, they have been caught in the media hype, the lies and the corruption that is going on around us. And freedom can only come from within ourselves, because we cannot rely on anybody else to do the right thing, because they're making decisions based on what their thought process is and where they get their information from, and from their own childhood experience. And it might be very, very warped, and we are seeing a lot of that around. And so the freedom has to come from within ourselves. And how do we get that? We've got to learn to start liking ourselves, and then we've got to learn to start loving ourselves. And loving ourselves is just owning who we are as a person. And when I first started this journey and I had to start looking at who I was, I didn't like myself very much, because I found that I was a really overcritical person. I was very judgmental, all of these things. And so I had to find out, why was I judgmental and why was I critical? And I was just telling a friend yesterday, because that was the first time I've been out to have coffee with a friend and to have a human hug in 9 weeks. And I said, back in those days, I used to talk so fast and I would dominate the conversation. And someone once called me on it, and I had to feel into how it was and why was I doing that. I talked fast because I thought if there was a break in the conversation, someone would criticize me and I would be judged. But in actual fact, I was judging myself harsher than anyone could judge me. So it's learning to like yourself. Just like yourself today. Just say, what is 5 things that I like about me? What are 5 things that I do pretty well? And give yourself a hug. I'm Brooke from jammarybrooke.com. If you'd like a 15-minute chat with me, please, just PM me and we can have a chat. No strings attached. And I can perhaps be of help to you, to support you in whichever way you need. So I'm Brooke from jammarybrooke.com. Bye.